What's up, YouTube land? So I did a little bit of grinding. So what I did was, I first found a couple Mystic Stones. I just went back and randomly explored everything, and there was a couple areas that it ended up working out. I found Defense +2 with the Echidna, which is pretty nice. And we had the attack.
That certainly helps.
We had the attack +2. I also found, by defeating some enemies, I found some different attack and defense upgrades. So I think before I was about 37 attack and 19 defense. So now I'm at 24, 44. So that's nice. So here's my loadout. I have critical attacks possible, defense +2, attack +2, and guard cancel, which is something I might use. And most importantly, man, I looked everywhere. I literally spent an hour scrounging through the entire game, and I found this, which is the after death, all life and Icol is restored. And then, of course, I went to the place where you fight a bunch of enemies and fought until I got all my life and all my magic back. So, let's do this. Let's actually try. So we watched this cutscene last time. I do have to fight the boss again, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately use all of the Icol I have. Oh, I didn't mean to do Cerberus. Okay, did not. Wait, why is it? Okay, that was weird. Whatever, not a huge deal. I was pressing R2 and it was like double tapping. I should be a little bit stronger. It looks like I'm a little bit stronger.
So for a second, I turned the lights off again, and I was like, oh yeah, this game is Sieger the game. Because of the stupid critical hits.
Yes. I would not mess with that at all. Okay, so this will probably get me to about half, which is exactly where I want to be. Then I'm going to farm enemies, unfortunately. Because I don't have anything to bring Icol back, and I really need to have... Well, I literally have to have Icol to fight this boss. As you see, when she's not frozen, there's no damage done, which... It's just...
This is a bad boss.
Yeah, it's just unnaturally hard.
I'm also really not a fan of, like, just the stat system in this game. I don't think any game like this should, like, have, like, permanent attack and defense upgrades just from farming with, like, enemies.
Yeah, cool. Don't give me any Icol, thanks.
It's sort of the problem I have with the new God of War games on PS4 and PS5. Those games rely on stats so much that you're constantly fiddling with, like, equipment and, like, stats and making sure that everything's, like, at max and, like, you're upgrading your equipment, which, like, the obvious reason why they add those things to the game is to, like, lengthen your play experience for a relatively, you know, simple action game. But stuff like that makes, like, just things a tedious slog if you constantly... It's a lose-lose to me, because if you want to keep up with the game's, like, balancing, you have to constantly fiddle with your equipment, which is a slog. But if you don't want to bother with that, then you're going to start doing, like, 0 damage to everything, which is also a slog. So, not a huge fan of stuff like that.
Yeah, there's really no winning with that. I definitely agree. I feel like there are certain enemies that always give you, like, certain, like, mini-bosses or whatever, but I also feel like there's just random bad guys that I cannot figure out why they give you a stat boost.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here is...
And if this game has a boss where you need to have Icol, then...
I'm going to hit her one more time, and then I'm going to grind some more Icol.
What I was saying is that if you want a boss where you need Icol to do damage, then how about making Icol restoring items more common? What is this garbage that you have to farm the enemies in the middle of a fight? Because you're definitely not going to have an Icol restoring thing unless you're like a speedrunner who has beat this game 10,000 times already.
Yeah, I feel like I played this game decently well, and I have just literally no items heading into the final. Like, I had to go the whole way back to the beginning of the game to find one single item.
I feel like I'm being a little bit harsh because I do think that the first, like, 75% of this game is pretty good, but I think that just the the last 25% has really dropped the ball.
No, I definitely agree. Oh, dang it.
God, Gamer Spencer. What's that? The Ambrosia. Go back.
Holy crap. Let's just do this. No, ma'am.
I love that generic. It always reminds me of Mega Man X charge.
Oh, yeah.
In the PS1 games. It's like some stock sound effect, I guess.
Okay. Looks like one more will do it. Wow, we are in better situation than we were last time.
Yeah, you have a full heal, and you have a revive that restores your icon too. I think you're good.
Oh, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, Echidna. Whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glass cannon the final boss, and die so I get my Ico back, and then use my Ambrosia as the last thing.
Whoa, okay. I thought it like glitched for a second. You have one charge of Lycor if you want to use it.
Yeah. Literally any damage I'm doing is okay by me. How did I get the hole? Why am I... Oh, he's sending me back.
Yeah, it's like a shockwave thing.
Okay. Oh, I guess I just died there.
Oh, holy crap.
Yeah, that took...
That took like almost half your life in one hit.
Please hit!
Certainly looks like it.
Hello? Hello? Just hit. Just let me be done with this game.
One more hit.
Don't do your stupid Super Saiyan Goku stuff.
Can you just hit him? Of course not. Just pay attention to your health. Luckily, it seems like it's doing no damage at all.
Oh, come on.
Oh my god. You might want to just use your Ambrosia. Is there a second?
Yes!
Okay.
Let's go! I don't think so. Please. Okay. This game also does... I know they mentioned Chronos, but it does the Ultimecia thing where you don't meet the final boss until literally the final scene. And he just said literally, what, one line, and then dies.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm really glad to be done with this game. Like, I've really enjoyed it, but, like, this game is very... This is just one of the weirdest games I've played, and I've played a lot of weird games. Like Trev said, it's very skill-based. Absolutely very skill-based. But I had to go out of my way. I had to backtrack and fight a million enemies in a gauntlet to get my life and my Ico back, because you get so few items in the game. There's no way to spend currency on items. There's nothing like that. I had to spend an hour just going out of my way, going to the very beginning of the game. Very beginning of the game to find that thing that saved my life there. I guess I would have still survived if I didn't have that thing that revived me, because I had the Ambrosia, but still, it would have been really difficult. Because I wouldn't have had the Ico back, and that level 3 Siren one took a lot of damage. So it's just a very weird, like, very short game, but also one where it's like, if I knew going into it what I know now...
he's an angel, bro.
I would have... No, it's, what's
he redeemed himself, I guess.
I would have literally never used an item and just, like, taken the deaths and then just, like, kept redoing the early bosses over and over again, you know? Just knowing how difficult it is to get items later in the game.
You must stay alive. Take good care of the princess and her people.
That
oh
face.
My god.
Hey, were you saying for the same thing?
Yeah.
Ah!
Her eyes.
I have accomplished my mission.
That's
Thank
me.
you for everything. I
She
don't know
looks
how
normal there.
Rygar has anti-charisma. I have accomplished my mission.
A fight and a victory are now inscribed in my memory.
Especially with how ridiculous items are in this game
But
and
these
a lot of the
memories are
later game
different
design,
from
it really
those I
does
had
feel like this is
before.
more like an NES game with
From
PS2
that moment
graphics.
on
sort
began
of.
the new
Yeah,
memories
I
of
mean,
It really
respect
has
and
it has that
harmony.
old school like
Restore
arcade
peace
vibe
and
to it.
prosperity to
And that
ours.
difficulty. Even by the PS2 era, there weren't many times you could get yourself stuck in a failsafe. But I feel like in this game, you could get yourself stuck in a failsafe by, like, saving right before a boss, not having a lot of life, and just not being able to do anything. The drops, that was another complaint of this game, is the drop rate on stuff is really too low. I grinded a lot, and even at the end, I had the red and the blue disc armors at level 3, but the yellow one only at level 2, and I still needed 2,000 left. And I literally went out of my way to grind for a super long time. Like, what? That's way, especially when you only get 10 build-up points.
Yeah, way too
It's
hardcore.
way too hardcore. And just the drops for, like, nectars and the thing to give you your magic back are, like, way too low in my opinion. I'm glad I did this game, and I still hold a, like, it as a good game. I don't think it's bad by any means, but it definitely has some major flaws.
It really is just the last like 30 minutes of the game. Unfortunate.
I mean, the story is dumb the whole way through.
Yeah.
And I thought about it last time.
I wish there was more cringe Kino moments, because this game can be funny, but also Rygar is so boring.
Yeah. I mean, he literally has no emotions. Yeah, Trevor said it last time that the big thing that probably, the two big things that sets this apart from God of War, which came out about 3 years after this, is the story's very interesting in God of War. I mean, Kratos is a billion times a better character than Rygar. And the set pieces. This game does have some pretty cool set pieces. But really, I like the God of War gameplay and the combat and everything. But that's not the reason I play it. I play it because the set pieces are awesome, and because the story's awesome, and because Kratos is awesome.
Yeah, and also, there's some decent puzzles and some decent platforming sections.
That is true.
And this game does have platforming section, but it has almost no puzzles at all.
The only puzzle it has is essentially get a new ability like the tackle. By the way, in the very beginning of the game, I'm talking the first 20 minutes after you fight the, after you get past the first boss, I went the whole way back and I remembered, wait a minute, I thought there was one of those things you have to push, and there was. I went the whole way back. That's where I found the pieces I needed. So the fact that I remembered in the very beginning of the game, through the whole hub world and everything, that's why I was able to actually beat the game.
Yeah, and they expect you to do that, because even if there's a New Game Plus, they're definitely going to just take away your, like, progression, like, abilities, like the block pushing. There's no way that they let you keep that, because they're probably going to still give it to you after you, like, when you're supposed to get it, so the game doesn't fall apart.
There's also...
So it really expects you for 100% to, like, get the thing, then go all the way back to do that one specific thing.
Oh, yeah, and I did not... There's no really good FAQ out there that tells you where everything is. I tried my best to find every Mystic Stone, and I still only ended up with about half, maybe a little under half. Now, I would expect me, on a casual playthrough, really going about to find about 75-80%. I understand some of them are going to be, like, really hidden, but to find 50% or less than 50% while I went through again the whole game, that's a little ridiculous in my opinion. Like, it's a little too obscure at that point. So, oh, Virgin Records for some reason? I can definitely see why this game is just generally unknown. PS2 had way too many good games, just ridiculous amount. Early PS2 game, its place in gaming history, I think, is more important than actually playing the game. I mean, you cannot possibly look at this game and not say, oh, God of War.
Yeah.
And in fact, I guarantee that if people saw this playthrough and didn't know when it came out, they would say, man, this game's a God of War clone. What a ripoff. When it's like, oh no, like this was literally 3 years before it.
So, honestly, I'd only make two changes to this game. and I think it would drastically improve everything about it. The first one is make items more common, and then the second one is give Rygar a personality. Just give him something. And, like, that's, like, you barely have to change anything about the game, but just, like, give Rygar just something to his character.
Yeah, the gameplay itself is very fun.
And then give more items. That's it. And then the game would be, like, it would go from, like, what would you say this game is, like, a 7 out of 10 or something?
I'd say, like, a solid 7, yeah.
It'd probably go up to, like, an 8.
Rank B, Roaring Lion. Apparently in Arcadia... That's funny, because Arcadia is the part where you fight Icarus, and I'm like, how am I supposed to get more points than... I don't know what this point system is. I also don't know what max means. Oh! Max is the max number of hits in a combo. So that makes sense.
So I guess all that really matters is
combos?
It seems like your points. Because you went and, like, grinded forever, and now you have, like, 1,000,000 points.
Right.
And in Arcadia, you just, like... I guess time doesn't matter, because it looks like you spend very little time doing stuff, but you have very little points.
Yeah, in Colosseo, the first one, I felt like I did pretty good. But I guess what they want you to do is grind. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't... One world mode is added. Well, this was a very short part, so let's at least see what it is. Yeah, no thanks. Hard mode. A game that's already really friggin' hard. I'm good. Pizzarmer. Pizza. Ooh. You can play with a pizza instead of a disc armor. Yeah. Thanks. Press down the L1 button during the Tecmo level screen until it disappears. Okay. I will do that. Yeah, let's check out just really quick what that one world mode is. It's probably just like a big
pizza L1. Cowabunga.
I hope that worked. It didn't give me any. It didn't give me any heads up. Oh, okay.
You just get to do stuff.
Well, let's.
Don't choose
the first one, because yeah. Give me that pizza. Yeah, One World is just like it's almost like a New Game Plus.
Hey, it's there.
Wait, let's get
better angle.
By the way, this nowadays, not to harp on new games because we still like new games, would cost like $4.99.
Yeah.
Instead of just getting it for beating the game, it would be like, hey, make Rygar have a pizza for $4.99. So if I choose this, oh my god. Yeah, so it like, does it start me plain discard? Oh, right, because I just started the game, yeah. So it gives me 0 points, 0 anything. Interesting. And now I'm like super weak again.
It doesn't even make like a cool sound effect. I mean, it's like, it's funny. It's a neat little thing. But
yeah.
Alright.
Well, that's really all we have to say about this game. Hey, listen, it costs $15, so if you think it's up your alley and you want to do some exploring and stuff, you really can spend $15 many worse ways when it comes to video games. We've shown it 100 times on this channel. But beyond that, I do not think I will ever be playing this game again. I think I got my fill. And unfortunately, the Rygar series ends with this. Well, technically the Wii one, but the Wii one is just a reboot of this one. Or not even a remake.
It's a port?
It's a port, yeah.
And then they changed Rygar's design for some weird reason.
Which I guess makes him more interesting, but he's still
boring
as heck. Alright guys, that's Rygar for you. I hope you enjoyed. I'm glad to be done. Next up, I personally will be playing a short PS5 horror game that's based off of like very 80s, 90s aesthetic. So we'll see that next time. Alright, bye-bye!